I am so excited. I admit your color is the best.
Exactly.
That's the hair color.
Yeah.
But the best hair overall always look good. That's me.
You don't even have a beard. I have a hair you can't even have.
All you have to do is share, comment, and like, and it'll be so much fun. Hey peeps, so welcome to another, I guess you can say episode of Perfectly Imperfect, and we're on the second one, which is embrace. To embrace your flaws, everything about you, what God have created about you, and just love every bit of it. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I like to start with 2 verses and then we'll just roll off from there. So I want to start with Timothy, for 1 Timothy 4, chapter 4. I saved my spot this time. Okay, For everything God created is good, and nothing is to be rejected if it is received with thanksgiving. And because it is constrained by the word of God and prayer. And then we're going to go to Psalms 139, which one of my favorite chapters. I probably mentioned it in another video, but I'm going to read a little more than 2 verses of chapter 139. So it'll be verses 13 through 18. For you created my inmost being. You knitted me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. My frame was not hidden from you. When I was made in the secret place, when I was woven together in the depths of the earth, your eyes saw my unborn body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be. How precious to me are your thoughts, God. How fast is the sum of them. Were I to count them, they would be outnumbered the grains of sand. When I awake, I am still with you. Oh, gosh, so good. I love it. So basically, we all went through this phase. I'm sure everyone has one insecurity or one flaw. Nobody's perfect, but God made you that way. And there's a reason behind it. If you go through all the stories in the Bible of full of imperfect people, King David, Gideon, Esther, Rahab, who else? Peter, Martha, Abraham. They have their own issues and they feel unworthy. They feel like this is not their calling. but it is. God, like, chose those people. They chose everything about them to continue the story, to continue achieving God's vision. Sometimes a designer place some obstacles in your life and mold you into a character that you'll become, and you get stronger because of it. And it's just so interesting. Like, I don't know how he do it, because the way, you know, in architecture, I just like, okay, this, you know, is all structure. Sometimes there's a lot of little fires, you got to cover them. But God knows every single little thing. Every single little thing. And he knows what you need. And he knows what you want. And, you know, every time, let's say passion, let's go for passion. You have a passion for something, go for it. There's a reason it's there. God created a little bit of something in you that just makes you feel alive, makes you feel peaceful, and you just go with it. Yeah. And another thing is that when you feel, you know, I don't know what's the other word for unworthy. I mean, if you feel like something's holding you back from something that you feel like you want to do, block them out. If somebody placed limits on you, break them. Just go for it. Like, what you have to lose? Anyways, yeah. It's hard when you have something, like when you're growing up, someone say, oh, Taylor, you can't do this. So even since I was a baby, they tell my parents that I cannot hear and talk. I may not talk or hear at all, but they chose to give me a cochlear implant because of security. And yet I talk and can hear most of it, but I can hear. And some people would say, oh, you can't play sports. And I'll be like, I can prove you wrong. I can play sports. And everybody, you know, keeps telling me, oh, you can't do this. I'll be like, well, let me prove you wrong. I just love to get their reaction. Look at them when I've done something really good and I prove them wrong. Just look at them like, told you so. Just little things like that. And you know, I know when I went through high school, a lot of people say, oh, architecture, I think you need to choose another major. It's too hard. That's a man's work. It was constant, but I know in my heart, like, there's a passion in me that I know I need to continue with it. It's there for a reason. It doesn't have to be, the passion can be anything. So if you have a passion to help somebody, maybe volunteer work, whatever, go for it. If you have a passion for to become, to be a mom, go for it. There's little things, and I know everybody has more than one passion. Don't let the world stop you from doing them. Don't let them. You listen to yourself and you listen to God. And that passion, that fire in you, go for it. If you're scared if someone's gonna say, oh, I don't know, you're gonna get that far, or like once you let that little fear come into you, like come in your head, block that off. Like some ninja warrior, I don't know, just block that off. You don't need that in your space. No. And I know I wrote something. Yeah. If you think you're not worthy enough to do God's good deeds, to do what He have envisioned, think again. What's the point of the Bible? Think about it. If He created perfect people, what's the point of writing the Bible? He wrote it. And that Bible just reaches to you, speaks to you, letting that person say, hey, I've been there. You can do it. Got strength. You can do it. So embrace everything about yourself. I don't really embrace fully about myself till college. I went really creative. But mostly it's just with my friends and become Cindy Lou. And I just go from there, and I'm like, I don't care what you think of me. Because this is what I want. This is what makes me happy. And this is what I'm passionate about. And with these videos, I was scared to do these videos because part of me is like, oh, what people think of it. I don't think I can. It's probably nothing. It's probably just videos. It's probably, it's weird. It's like scary to put yourself out there on videos and start talking about your stories that you would share with your best friend or your family personally. But I realized, when I think back when I was a little girl who'd been crying in the bathroom, thinking that she's not capable of anything, and praying to God saying, is there someone else out there like me? And part of me is like, even if I reach one person, that's good enough for me. And two, it makes me feel stronger. And this is what I feel like it's what I'm passionate about. God put that little spark of passion in college when I realized nobody really know what cochlear implant really is and what it does, and they're so curious, and I'm just like, oh, maybe I should start something like this and go along with it. And it's Yeah. So embrace your flaws, everything about it. And not just the flaws, also embrace with what you have. And embrace the gifts that God gave you. Embrace the storm. And embrace today. Everything. Just embrace. Because God's writing your story and He knows what's best for you. He knows what you need. He knows what you want. And that's a beautiful feeling. Just to like let Him take the wheel. You just lay back and just, oh, okay. I hope this helps. And I'm excited to move on to the other video. Have a wonderful day. Bye.